Hi there. So today I'm just going to be making a simple demonstration of how an AI agent works. Let's get right into it. So if you've chatted with AI, which I assume you have, then you've been using a interface like ChatGPT or Claude or Anthropic. And what happens there is you are the user and you're direct messaging with the model. And so that's great, right? You can say hi, right? And then you get a response. You can upload images, you can upload files. Great time. It's completely information based and you can get a lot of really good results. But an AI agent is a little bit different. Instead of just talking to the model, you actually give the model some agency and allow it to sort of do things in the real world. And that's where the future is. And that's Incepta's core tech stack. So let's get into it. So I'm just going to give you a simple example. So let's just start here. So an AI agent consists of two parts. First, it consists of a system message or a set of instructions. Okay, and then it consists of tools that it's connected to. Okay, so all that constitutes an AI agent is instructions and tools, and it'll be one of the same models that you chat with here, but it'll be in the back end, so for programmers. And what an AI agent can do when connected to instructions and tools is it can actually perform an action in the real world, hence agency. So here's an example. In my system message here, I've told it, you are an email management agent. You can perform actions within Gmail, like looking up emails, responding to emails, writing emails, etc. Rules: be careful, check with me before completing actions. My name is Jacob Smith. You always write with a lot of emojis. Okay? So this is a fun little example. A lot of times this system message can be much, much longer, like pages long, because you can imagine the tasks that we get up to. But let's just start. So I have my inbox open here, and this agent is connected to a different email inbox. So I'm saying write an email to inceptapartners.com saying hi, right? And so we'll send that. And now the assistant will check which tools it has access to, and then it'll write out the email. So, hello from Jacob Smith. Hi there, just wanted to send a quick hello your way. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Best regards, Jacob Smith. You can see it use the emojis like I told it to in its instructions. Then it asks me, would you like to send, or would you want to add anything else? And I'll just say send. So here, you'll see there's nothing in the inbox. I'll approve the send. And in a minute here, it's working on sending the email. And then in a minute here, oh, here we go, right? So from my personal email, I have received this email that the AI agent wrote. So here we've just done end to end. We told the agent, we told the model who it is and what it's doing. We gave it access to tools, which in this case is an API connection to Gmail. And then we told it to send an email to a different email, and it sent that email. So you can imagine the complexity that we can get up to if we connected it to calendar, if we gave it a much more comprehensive instruction set here, with way more different things that it should be doing, like okay, you should recognize all, you should check it once a day, and you should recognize all emails coming in from clients, etc. So you can really build something crazy. So that's how an agent works, and you can see that through giving it access to tools and the instructions, you can sort of create a mini employee. And so for the insurance domain, it looks like this, because what I just showed was actually extremely simple. But for the insurance domain, it would be a model connected to instructions, which can be like a whole document of knowledge, how/when to use tools, some context about who it is and what it's doing, and then maybe even some SOPs, sort of like an employee. And then tools. So tools could be email, like we just showed, and it could be also multiple tools, like email and a CRM or an agency management system. How this plays out would be, I'll give you one example. This is similar to the example I just gave of sending myself an email, but this is a little more complex. So in insurance, especially in insurance brokering, you need a lot of policyholders or customers need proof of insurance. So they need a certificate of insurance from the agency. And that's a very repetitive, time-consuming task that takes up a lot of staff time. And we can automate that end-to-end with an AI agent. by giving it instructions saying you are a COI request helper, or you are a COI request, assistant, giving it access to tools, so the agency management system and email, and then this is how it would work. So let's say it understands the incoming request through email, so it doesn't respond to someone's email about their dog, but it does respond to an email about a certificate of insurance. Then it looks up the policy. So let's say the situation is a client needs to get a loan from the bank and they need a certificate of insurance to do so. So let's say they ask for the certificate of insurance, but they don't include the bank's address, so it can't be sent to the bank. So then the agent would actually have the option to ask a follow-up question. And this is where AI agents become so powerful, is because they can make these mini decisions, just like a mini employee would. So if the bank's recipient address wasn't included, then the agent could actually reply to the email and ask a follow-up question. If it was, it could just move on to the next step. The next step would be using a different software, the CRM or the agency management system, to look up the policy holder, aka the customer, and see what their policy is, what their deductible is, what their coverage limits are. Maybe they would put the policy number, make it look official, right? Get all that information and then fill out a PDF, which would again be another tool to create the COI. And maybe this agency that we're working for here has some sort of specific instructions for how they want the COI filled out, and that would be handled here. Maybe they want this first, this second, they want it to look visually this way, right? And so essentially what we're doing here, and then as it went on, it would then send it to the original policy holder that had asked for it. And so essentially what we're doing here, a bigger version of the email we just sent, is we are giving a model instructions and tools, and the tools can be anything, okay? This is just an example, but it's a mini employee. That's the easiest way to think about this. It's a mini employee. It's a brain that has access to instructions. This is who you are and what you're doing, and tools. This is what you have access to actually carry out action in the real world. So we'll just finish off the video here, but I want to stress to you how much more complex this can get and how much more can be done with an agent. So not only can you have a single agent system connected to multiple tools, you can have a multi-agent system where agents talk to each other before using their tools and completing tasks. So you could have a certain agent with its own instructions and its own tools, another agent with its own instructions and its own tools, and then maybe a master agent that evaluates their output and says, oh, you messed up here, you need to fix this. So you can actually create an iteration loop. And certain models are a bit smarter than others, right? There's options here, right? There's different options. So, you can have a smarter model evaluate the output of two cheaper, dumber models, which is super cool. And so multi-agent systems can be 3 agents like this, it can be 2 agents, or it can be like 20 agents. And so you can imagine that, truly, as long as there's an ability to connect to softwares and you're writing the correct instructions, anything can be built, right? The AI agents are the future of information business. They're the future of labor. They're the future of AI. And so this is the tech stack that Incepta uses to automate insurance agency workflows.